What's up, guys? So I am drinking my coffee. Well, I actually should say, that's funny, I always say, oh, I'm drinking coffee, and it's never coffee. Everyone assumes that I drink coffee, when in actuality, I probably couldn't tell you the last time I had coffee. I usually drink espresso. Who cares though, right? Like, no one cares. I just wanted to specify. Anyways, I'm getting ready. Well, I'm not, I'm doing this video, but after this, I'm gonna get ready to go to the office. But I just wanna share something really quickly because I just feel like it has helped me so much, and I feel like it could help at least just like one person. Yesterday was meditation class. I do a meditation, well, it's a spiritual development class that I do every Wednesday. I've done it since I was 15, so like for the past decade. And every class is a little bit different, but every class, MARISA, my teacher, does a healing on you, and you get connected to your higher self, you get connected to your intuition. And it's basically just like emotional buildup, release, emotional cleanse, like ego cleanse, just like forgiving people, letting go of the stuff that's holding you back. Yesterday was a little bit intense because MARISA started channeling, and this particular channel she was channeling had a lot to say, and she was very brutally honest. And I was thinking to myself, I really need brutal honesty for me to make a change. And I think a lot of the time, you know, for me, I can't say we because I'm a me. And in my experience, when someone comes at me and they're telling me what I'm doing wrong, regardless of if they're doing it because they really care and they want me to do better, or a lot of the time someone's coming at me because they want me to get offended or be upset, they're trying to get a reaction out of me. Either way, it's very motivating, and those people in your life really motivate you to be better. They can motivate you to be better, or you can take offense. You can be like, screw you, you don't know what you're talking about, and you can just continue on being a victim or a martyr or a bully or staying small in your shell. Last night during class, the general theme was there's so many people on the planet right now who are just being victims in their own life, who are just living as if they have tomorrow. And like, who doesn't do that, right? Like, I live as if there's tomorrow. There's so many times where I've been like, I'm just gonna do that tomorrow. And when you really stop to think about it, like, that's such a lack of appreciation for life. And when you are in that mindset of, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, you have no appreciation for life, one, and that just shows that you are not present enough, and maybe you're not even enjoying life enough to realize that all you have is today. Not to be depressing, but for anyone who's ever lost a loved one, which I have, and I know a ton of people have, like, that really wakes you up to the fact that, like, wow, we don't have tomorrow, as much as it's so easy to think that. And it's not to be sad and like, you're gonna die tomorrow. Like, no, it's not about that. It's just the more that I have tried to honestly just breathe, like literally just breathe and be present on like this exact moment in time, the less I worry, the less I stress, the less I freak out, the less I blame other people and point the finger, which I've done a lot, and I think a lot of people have. How easy is it to point the finger at your parents and say, you did this to me, now I have this problem, this problem, this problem because of you? How easy is it to point the finger at a boss or a friend or an ex-friend or a coworker or someone and say, if only they were different, then I would feel better. If only they could change how they were, then I would be happy. And what ends up happening is you become a victim. And so last night during class, I realized that although I'm making such great changes in my life, and although I'm very much, to be quite honest with you, like, I do really feel good about myself, and I feel very confident in how much I have evolved and changed. Obviously, there's still room to grow. And I realized last night that I blamed people a lot in the past for like steamrolling over me. That was like the journaling topic, was write down all the instances of when you've been steamrolled by people. And it's so interesting because looking back, like, had I just been like, no, you're making me uncomfortable, please stop, they probably would have been like, oh, okay. Like, it probably would have been that easy. I think it's so easy to get into situations where where you enable someone to treat you a certain way because it's a two-way street. And if someone is being passive aggressive with you, if you're allowing someone to talk down to you or bully you and you're not saying anything, you might turn into a victim. And that's not a good place to be. And so it's not to make light of, like legitimate, actual, like trauma where people have really like gone way too far. But for me, for example, there's been times where I've allowed friends to walk all over me. I've allowed boyfriends, I've allowed people to just tell me really bad things about myself. And I just don't speak up for myself until recently. But that was just such an interesting thing to think about it because, man, there's just so many people that are just, you go on social media, or just talk to your friend or talk to a family member. Like everyone has a family member or a friend or someone that they talk to that's just a victim. And they're like, oh, I can't get another job because of this. And oh, I hate my husband or my girlfriend or my boyfriend. Or oh, I'm just, I can't do this because of that. And it's like, honestly, honest to God, there are so many people who have so much less than you watching this right now. There's so many people who have way less than you that have had it so much harder than you and who are doing 1,000 times more than you. And that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. So there really is no excuse as to why you cannot do something. That's, for me, where manifestation has really helped, because there's been times in my life where I really want something, but it's not in the cards. I don't have enough money, and so it doesn't appear that I can get this particular thing. But when you actually understand manifesting and actually learn like the legitimate science behind it, it really does work. And there's been so many times in my life where I have created something out of nothing, like literally just created something out of nothing. I don't know, I just wanted to share that because I was, interestingly enough, I was thinking yesterday morning, just being like so psychic that I am, not knowing what the class topic was, I was thinking to myself, like, I really want to learn the difference between being confident and assertive and a leader versus being like abrasive and rude. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like for me, for example, there's been so many times where I've stayed so quiet and small. And then when it's time to like stand up for myself, I've been brutal and mean and like, you're wrong and I'm gonna tell you why. And I've like hurt some people's feelings and offended a couple people in my day. And I've been told that I've been bossy sometimes, which is a defense mechanism, because if you felt like a victim for a long time, I think the opposite end of that is now you're going to prove yourself. And so you try to make yourself feel really big by pulling other people down, which is like really not the way to go. So I think it's just so important when it comes to just feeling better, you have to be self-aware. You have to be self-aware in this life, or what's the point, honestly? Like, honestly, if you cannot call yourself out on what you're doing, if you cannot take responsibility for your life, what is the point? Like, a really obvious example, and I know this is gonna make me sound like an a-hole, but if you're super overweight, it's because you want to be. Sorry. Like, you have control over your body. You have the same amount of time as everyone in the day, so you can lose weight. Like, do you really need all those beers at the end of the night? Do you really need to go out and eat 4 nights out of the week? Like, do you really not have 20 minutes that you can allot to going on a jog? You know that's gonna offend some people, but like, whatever, it's the truth. And this is like, first of all, this is me calling myself out, because this is all stuff that I've had to deal with. There's been a lot of times where I've told myself, like, I don't have time for that. You do have time for everything you want to do. It's just a matter of not doing certain things anymore that are just not important. It's very it's surprising when you actually look at your life and you look at your day and you really actually figure out what you're spending your time on. It's crazy how much time you can waste just by watching some Netflix before bed, just by going on your phone for an hour or two, just by going out to eat for an hour or two. Like, it's kind of crazy what people really spend time on. If you can spend an hour going out to the bar and getting hammered, why can't you spend 2 minutes a day getting grounded and becoming self-aware? If you can spend 45 minutes watching an episode of Netflix before bed, why can't you spend 20 minutes going on a jog or going on a walk or doing push-ups on your floor? You know what I mean? It's like, you can. That's the thing. Before I offend anyone else, I guess the whole point is, for me talking to me personally, something that has really helped me become happy is having compassion for myself and forgiving myself for like the times that I really didn't know better. Because if you did know better, you wouldn't have done the stupid thing that you did, honestly. And you could say, well, what if I did know better and I just did it anyways? Well, then you didn't know better because you wouldn't have done that. So having compassion for yourself for being a silly little human sometimes, but also challenging yourself and having the respect for yourself and having the self-awareness to call yourself out on stuff. Because anytime you've ever looked at someone outside of you and have been like, they're so annoying, they're so this, they're so that, they're so this, well, it's because it's you. You're seeing yourself, and it sucks to see yourself sometimes, and it sucks to see the things you have to work on. So it's a lot easier to be like, oh, so-and-so president is this way, oh, so-and-so is that way, oh, this person in politics, oh, this person on TV is so there's just drama follows them wherever they go. Every single person I've ever met, I kid you not, who says they don't do drama, they don't like drama, they don't know why drama follows them. It's because they want the drama and they can't admit it to themselves. They attract the drama, they create the drama. So on that note, I would just encourage anyone, whatever time you're watching this, literally just set a timer, or if timers stress you out, don't do a timer. Just literally take a couple minutes, and yes, you have the time for this. Take a couple minutes and just write down every quality about someone else that annoys you, that pisses you off, that gets to you. Write all those qualities down and then read that list, and then write down all the times that you were like that, all the times you were bossy, all the times you were annoying, all the times you were a victim, all the times you were attention seeking, all the times you were mean. There's been, I'll give you a personal example, I'm not going to share the person, but I have a very good friend of mine who I accused of being a mean girl. And like, not obviously, but to be completely honest, like, I know for a fact that I'm a very nice person and I really am a good person. However, there have been times in the past in college where I was a mean girl to guys because I thought it was funny and I thought it was cute. And so the only reason I was able to call her out for being mean in the past is because there has been times where I was mean in the past. So that's like an example of projection. Like, if you're gonna call someone out on something, also take responsibility for it as well. There's no need to just point the finger at everyone and be like, you suck and this is why, you suck and this is why, you suck and this is why. It's usually better to be like, you know what? I have compassion for you because I have done what you are doing, and I just want to bring light to what you are doing and maybe help you understand, as opposed to just giving like unsolicited advice, which no one likes. Like, if you're the type of person that's just calling people out all day long on social media, like, you should probably get a hobby. It's probably better to maybe ask someone, hey, can I give you a piece of advice? No, then just shut your mouth. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're so hyper focused on what everyone else is doing around you, that's just distraction. A distraction from the work you need to do on yourself. And everyone has work that they need to do on themselves. And it doesn't need to be scary. It doesn't need to suck. It doesn't need to be that hard. It's just a matter of being self-aware. And when you become self-aware, you realize that the emotions that you feel are really not so scary, because you can handle them, you can heal them, and then certain people just won't bother you anymore. I just wanted to share that because that has really, really, really helped me over the past week of just learning about my own insecurities and the things that I look to the outside, and then realizing like, whoa, it's actually like kind of fun when you realize that we're all just here to get to know ourselves and be happy and learn to be happy to the point where other people just don't bother you. Because when you realize that the reason other people bother you is because that's you, like that person that bothers you is you, then you can have compassion for that person, and then they just won't bother you. If you pity someone, if you've ever been like, I just feel sorry for you, you got some work to do, because having pity for someone is coming from a place of you not respecting yourself, you not having compassion for yourself, and so you're just gonna feel sorry for someone, like they're just such a lost cause, as opposed to being like, whoa, I have compassion for you. I know how you feel, and if I were in your shoes right now, I would also be feeling the way that you're feeling, and that is sad, and I have compassion for you. So like pity and compassion, very different things. Okay, before I offend anyone else, I might have like actually offended myself. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Have an amazing day. Yeah, bye. Thanks for watching.